Okay, bro. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us today. It's recording already, anyways.
Should we cross my legs?
Huh?
Should I cross my legs?
No, it's fine, dude. Just be natural,
Okay,
bro.
yeah, just chill.
Okay.
Alright.
Anyways, we may keep that in. But okay. So today, thanks for watching this video. Today, I have with me Tim. He is a friend of mine since high school, and he used to be one of those cool buff dudes in school. This guy, and never have I even considered or even expected this guy to end up becoming a developer. So in 2019, I started my journey in software development, and this guy, Tim here, is one of the only friends I have who also joined this journey. So I think today I'm going to talk about his journey going to tech, and now he's building a lot of micro SaaS here and there, just building SaaS and shipping really fast. And I do respect him a lot for that. So I want to share whatever he has with the world. And Tim, maybe you can just introduce yourself.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Derek. Yeah, I knew Derek since, how long was that? 2019?
No, we met in 2017. No, even before that.
Yeah.
Dude, no, it was before that, 2019. Yeah, it's before that.
Before that, yeah. Because we're actually like friends from high school.
High school, yeah.
Yeah, Derek and I used to like do magic tricks and stuff, and
For what purposes?
to get going.
Okay, cool.
So I've been in tech for around 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, started off as just a junior developer, and then worked my way all the way through, and then eventually I think around so I came from like a really non-tech background. So
Okay.
a bit similar to you, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit.
Right.
You have becoming a developer. Let's not talk about that area, right? Let's
Right.
talk about what we actually want to talk about. What I'm genuinely curious to know about you, because I know about your journey becoming software developer
Right,
already.
right.
I've spoke to you for the past many times already.
Right.
But I think I'm curious about the whole SaaS angle now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because I personally, why did I start to learn how to code? I did that because I wanted to build something with my own two hands
Right.
and literally see a product in front of me and make recurring income
Right.
for the next few months.
The dream.
The dream. Like think Spotify. Think a freaking app like Calendly,
Right.
valued at $1 billion, built by some. I don't know where is this guy from. He's not from a mainstream country like US or China. I forgot where is he from.
Like Scandinavian.
Something like that. Yeah. It's like if you're able to do something like that, which we clearly are, right now. That's why I've learned to code last time, but I built a few startups, but none of them worked out.
Right.
And that's why I started doing, software projects, and I run a school to monetize and fund my journey to build SaaS.
Right.
But I haven't got to it. And I think you are building SaaS now. I don't know where you are now in your journey, but either way, I respect you because you're doing what you set out to do.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So I think, do you mind sharing a bit about yours? Like, why did you even start? See, we're both very similar.
Right.
We learned to code from scratch with no degree first, right? We did it ourselves.
Right.
Then after that, we also both kind of went into the whole micro SaaS angle, and maybe you can share with them what micro SaaS is. And after that, let me know why did you choose micro SaaS? Some people just want to get a job. Some people want to go into FANG, right? Facebook, Alibaba, Amazon, those companies, right? But for you went into the micro SaaS route.
Yeah.
Yeah, share with me a bit.
That's a really long-winded answer, but let's try. Like, so micro SaaS basically is like a SaaS product, but like minified. So like the traditional way of like doing startups is like you have an idea and then you raise money. You have this killer idea, then you raise money, like maybe like, I don't know, 2 million pre-seed. Then you go through the whole process of hiring like designers, developers, product managers, like basically a whole team. And then you go through the whole process of that maybe like 1 to 2 years to build like a product, and just like an MVP product. And the catch is that after all that effort and all that money, like I think you probably know better than me, like only like a small percentage even actually start making money. Even like most tech companies, they start off like the first 5 years not even making revenue, not even making profit at all. They make a lot of revenue, but no profit at all because their teams are so huge. So like micro SaaS came about, like it's very closely related with this like indie hacker like sort of mindset, whereby this group of people, they realize, because like as tech grew, right, there's so many like PaaS, like what
Platform as a service.
Yeah, it's like service that you could, basically host and deploy stuff very easily. So back then, like if you want to like have a server, like all that is so troublesome. But right now, like as we're speaking now, like there's basically like I can literally start a business with like $5. Like
$5.
Like $5. I have my own server. Like I can host any single thing there, and this $5 can like it can handle like.
Is it $5 per startup or $5 for many startups?
No, $5 for like a VPS, and then basically you can run. I think a lot of indie hackers, like myself included, like host all our projects there. So basically, like.
What do you use, DigitalOcean or?
Like we use Hesner, yeah.
Sorry, what?
Hesner, yeah.
How do you spell that?
It's like HERT and I don't know.
Oh, Hesner.
Hesner.
Yeah. Okay, that's the typical stack.
That's a typical stack.
So would you consider yourself an indie hacker?
Yeah, definitely, man.
How would you define indie hacker again?
Indie hacker. Okay, so back to like what I was saying, right? So like the indie hacker, obviously, like programming, it always like derives from like a problem, right? So the indie hacker like whole philosophy, like it started off with the problem of like, tech people are just sick of going through that whole process. Like let's like just imagine you have this, you are a coder, you have a great idea, and you have to go through all that pitching and all that shit to basically like get people to buy into the idea, and then you have to go through all the bureaucratic shit like raise money, all that stuff, all the meeting stuff, just to build a product. And there's a big chance that the product won't even make money.
That's correct.
Yeah. So that problem, the whole dilemma created this indie hacker mindset where they're like, okay, you know what? I'm a developer. I have no resources. I have no funding. I
don't need this funding.
Yeah.
If I want to start tomorrow, I'll do it because I have the skills to do it. Is it something like that?
Exactly. So all I need is a laptop and Wi-Fi. But I think like the main difference with like the indie hacker mindset is like, you want to make money as soon as possible. Okay. So like, so like the cornerstone of like indie hacking was like validation. So like, how do you validate? So of course, like you need to have like a channel where you are sharing your ideas quickly. Then like it's very common, like you share like a demo of like something you built. So you identify a problem, and then using code a solution, like you make the solution as fast as possible, like MVP. So like example would be like, let's say you identify like Ticketmaster is like not working for something, like it's not working fast enough for like some ticket stuff. Okay. You identify the problem, and then within like 1 week you build like a Chrome extension that helps them like queue up more efficiently.
Okay, so just to clarify, it doesn't have to be a full stack web application. You build your front end, back end from scratch.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't have to be like the MVP usually doesn't have to be like an application, because like if you know, like of course Peter Levels, right? He's probably like the
OG lah, right?
The OG of like indie hackers. Like he started off Nomad List. With like Excel tables, which is like so he created like this Excel table, and then he shared it on Twitter. Like basically, if you're in any country, just drop like just basically it's just like a database where everybody can edit. So I think he shared it, it went viral, and he started seeing like thousands of people like editing the tables on themselves.
Ultimately, it's solving a problem that people have. Full stop.
Yes,
correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. Like if I can solve it without fundraising, then just do it, right?
Exactly.
But if I need to fundraise, then fundraise. But most of the time, the belief here is you don't need to fundraise to get it done. Is that something like that?
Correct. So the indie hacker like core mentality is always like validation and like doing things like fast, like because the traditional software like life cycle, it takes very long.
Damn slow,
So it starts off like people like there's like a long process. Even back in the day when I was as a software engineer, like you have to go through the whole process of the client. But indie hacker is like straight, like you are the only person, right? I mean, most of the time you are like solo, so you get the feedback from the customer and you build it yourself. You test it, and the next day it's out.
How do you think is this whole indie hacking / micro SaaS culture in where you're based? I think Singapore and Malaysia area.
Singapore. Indie hacker, it's not too bad. I actually personally I started this like this indie hacker group. It's based off of this because in Bali there's this thing called Hackergoo.
Okay,
like Hackergoo is like it's like hack then Canggu, right?
Yeah.
So they have this thing called Hacker Network now, and then they have like a group of like places. So I just did the same thing with that in Singapore, and it's working pretty well. Like,
but in Hackergoo, would you say it's most of the time the Western counterparts, like white people doing it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Why do you think that's the case?
Yeah, I think it's. So are you like talking about Singapore?
No, I'm talking about in general. I think
in general, I think basically maybe I feel like Westerners who come to like Bali per se, they have this very mindset of like
Freedom.
freedom,
Yeah.
freedom, and like the indie hacker, like okay, like if I were to talk about like the core values,
Yep.
of like an indie hacker is probably like validation, shipping things quick, and freedom, which is like because you're basically working from a laptop,
And,
right?
and you don't give up control.
You don't give up control.
You don't mind making. You're not trying to be, let's say, the next Spotify.
Right,
Own
right.
the whole world market. You're like,
Exactly.
okay, maybe Spotify for lawyers, for example, like a
Exactly.
very niched angle,
Yeah, very
and
niche
you
angle.
dominate that small little angle. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you for something. What do you think of this? Building a venture builder where we take in any ideas, a lot of these ideas, small ideas that works in the West, we bring it to Malaysia/Singapore region.
Like what do you mean like a venture builder?
So we ship any ideas that has worked in the West. We bring
Right,
it over, and
right,
we build it
right.
ourselves. So that with most ideas, there's a few things called the market risk.
Right.
Maybe the market doesn't want it yet.
Right.
Like for example, when Friendster launched and Facebook defeated them after that, it's because the market was ready. There was more internet connectivity
Right,
or
right.
whatever, right? That's Facebook, right? And then idea risk. What if the idea doesn't work? Airbnb had a very big idea risk.
Right.
Why would you let a stranger live in your house? No one validated that yet.
Right.
So they had to go through that. So what about an idea that has been validated? It works in the West or whatever. You just bring it here.
Dude, that's like honestly like that is great because that's also like one of the things like a lot in like indie hackers or people trying to get into the like get wrong because they feel like
What's the hard part? It sounds like, okay, pretty cool. Grab is in a way followed Uber. It's the same thing,
Right.
but they localized it for Malaysia and Singapore. But they had funding, right? Why can't we do it with micro SaaS products?
I think the problem is because so like previously I mentioned about how like the whole indie hacker thing, like the micro-SaaS dilemma came from like people just not liking the whole VC thing. But
Yeah.
there is truth to like I mean OpenAI wouldn't be OpenAI without
Yeah, of
funding.
course.
Yeah,
That is the technological risk, right?
technological risk. So of course copying an idea of an existing like big company, yes you can do it, but I think the problem why micro-SaaS cannot usually it's a bit harder to go that route because you don't have enough resources to basically and data to copy whatever like.
What about copying a micro SaaS?
copying a micro-SaaS? Definitely you can. Definitely, yeah. So like I think a lot of indie hackers also like probably not indie hackers, like people basically trying to get into like doing their own like app or like I always hear people saying it like, oh there's already an app out there. Then my reply will always be like,
Yep.
that's perfect because
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I like
perfect.
that. I like that.
It's
Yeah.
like a lot of people misunderstand like if there's an app out there, it means that your idea is already validated.
There's no idea risk.
There's
right?
no idea risk.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So like one of my main product is like a calorie tracking app, and then when I like a health and fitness app,
Okay.
which does calorie tracking. So when I first built it, everyone's like, dude, there's like thousands of it. Now I was like, that's the point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have like my idea is just like a extension, like a better version of whatever there is. Yeah. And then eventually like it's quite easy because you sort of like copy here and there. You don't have
And if
to
you think
like,
about it, if someone is able to ship extremely fast,
Yeah.
right? Assuming someone, let's say they built something in like 1 year, they build it up, and you're able to ship whatever he shipped in 2 weeks.
Right.
In theory, that means you can ship many versions of it.
Yeah.
Right.
There's this interesting tweet on like I think on like revenue per employee.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and like I think the highest was like Craigslist, right?
No.
was it?
You know what's the highest?
Who's highest?
Take a guess. It's not Craigslist. Craigslist is I think number 2 or something like that.
Was it eBay? I don't know.
No. Think again.
I forgot.
Something you will know. An app you know very well.
I don't know. Hacker News.
No, OnlyFans.
Yeah. It was OnlyFans,
You know, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was OnlyFans.
I think $18 million per
and I
employee.
think there's
some
like
shit like that.
15 employees in it, right?
Yeah.
Because
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because I feel like once you knock down the distribution.
But if you think about something like OnlyFans, for example, right?
Right.
It's just a CRUD application.
Exactly,
Do you agree?
exactly, yeah.
It's a freaking CRUD
most
app.
apps are just CRUD applications.
It's all just CRUD.
It's
So
all just CRUD.
why can they? What if you can build CRUD? I can build CRUD. Why did they win so big?
So back to the problem. So like that's why like back to like the indie hacker, like basically the cornerstone is basically it's not about the tech. It's all about the problem. Like your tech, it's great. You can build this. You can manage your like your efficient database, your queries, like don't know how many milliseconds.
Nobody cares.
That's cool, but the customer don't
The
care.
users don't care,
The
right?
users don't care. Like a lot of times when you're using like I don't know like Shopee or something. And
Yeah.
the thing is like it's hard to use. Like you can't even click it, and the user interface is trash. But they don't care. They don't want to spend money fixing it because they want to spend the resources fixing the important stuff, like what is actually making money.
Yeah. Okay, so I think let's come back to Hackapura, right?
Yeah, Hackapura.
Actually, so you saw that in Canggu, that there's a hacker guru, right?
Yeah.
And now you kind of brought the same concept back to Singapore and Malaysia eventually.
Yes.
Actually, why even do that?
Right. Okay.
Because I've organized events before, and
Right.
honestly, I hate it. I don't like it. I'm not good at it.
Right.
I really hate it.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you ask me, one of the things I dislike the most is organizing events.
Right.
Because there's so many little details, food,
Right.
people come late, so many things, right? It's like, what's in it for you?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I also hate the organizing part, and actually, in fact, I mean, I started Hackapura, but most of the organizing thing was not done by me. So shout out to JX. He's a guy that was like doing all the like. I'm not meticulous at all. I always like.
Who is this? Your partner or?
So he was one of the guy that joined. I think he joined a bit later, but then he was like, I think he's good. You know, some people are just good at like organizing.
Basically, someone who bought into your idea.
Yeah.
And
so
then,
he was like an indie hacker himself, and then he saw that this meetup, and then he joined, and then he made a lot of initiative. And I was like, you know what, you go ahead, like let me know what you need. Like this is my idea and stuff like that.
Yeah. Amazing.
So he was the one that like shared it to the groups, and like I was the one like putting the wrong dates and stuff. Like I'm just bad at it. But yeah, anyways, and then so what's in it for me? Like I think like the core, like one of the things like I really lacked in Singapore, right? Because I was working from home fully, and like loneliness is of course one thing because you're like working, but I think that's not the main problem. The main problem is like you want to have like a group of people, like you watch like Silicon Valley, like they're all like a group of like nerds just like in a room coding. Like that's what I wanted. Like, and then I wanted like a group of people who are like working on the same thing. Like they're not like, I don't want to like partner with anyone because like I suck at like managing and like working deadlines and like communicating. I don't want to do that. But I want like a group of people who are like on the same journey and they are like indie hacking. And then so I started off with like a friend of mine, which was just two of us. So like I think for like the first 3 months it was just two of us, and then eventually it was 3 of us. So it was very casual. We just went there and we just sat in a like coffee shop like coding the whole day.
3 indie hackers.
Yeah, 3 indie hackers. Yeah. So one of them just sold like his app for like 5 figures. Yeah. Then he was the one that like taught me, like, so there were a lot of sharing. So I really enjoyed it because there were a lot of sharing. Like we were always like because I think I'm like better at coding and he was like better at marketing. So he will always share the marketing stuff to me, and it's like, oh, like SEO,
and
like SEO. Like he's telling me, like, I was like, you know what, maybe I want to pay for ads. He's like, no, you like, why you want to pay for ads? You don't even know anything about your users. And then he will ask me like, oh, like, what do you think about like using this? And I'll be like, oh no, like this is like too troublesome. I use that. So in all that, and then eventually, like that was last year, and then now it's become like a weekly thing. So we do weekly like and like a co-working, like basically we just so the goal, like when I started it, right, I also wanted to make it like self-sufficient. Like I didn't want to do any organizing. I wanted it to be like there's like a core group of people every week on a Thursday, which is the day that we chosen. People will just show up.
What time?
Like 10:30, and then there's
at night.
Morning.
So these guys are not working in
so
job,
these
right?
guys are so that's what I thought at first, and then eventually the people that came, they're all like high MRR people, like people who are like doing their own like bootstrap stuff and like insane people.
They've already somewhat made it.
Yeah, they already somewhat made it, and
But what about the space for the freshies?
Exactly. So this is like the space where like all of them
everyone comes.
Yeah. So there are people who are like just starting. There are people who are like me who are like on the way there, and there are people who are like crazy made it. Like
what's the highest you've met?
Like a good friend of mine, Rahman, like he's the founder of Crypto Jobs List, so it's like the biggest crypto job board in the world.
Yeah. Bigger than this crypto there's this purple color one. I forgot what's it called.
I don't know.
Okay, but
yeah, probably anyways. Probably competitor, but yeah, he's the one of the go-to like crypto job boards, and yeah, he's an insane coder, but yeah, he's there, and then he's like always sharing stuff. Everyone's like just, I think the mentality is just like I didn't want it to be like like those kind of meetups where like you go there and like you try to like you have to listen to talks and all.
Yeah.
That's that like I didn't want that, and I didn't want to do like any organizing stuff. So the guy in the hacker group came out with this thing called like a Telegram bot. So the Telegram bot basically it'll ask like RSVP on Monday, and then on Thursday it'll basically go through like the agendas you automatically So like there's as little like managing as I can. So like the first few sessions, so we did monthly last time, and then recently we switched to weekly. So weekly is like best. Like, it's great.
No, I think you haven't answered what's in it for
What's
you.
in- yeah, what's in
One
it?
second.
Can I? You press record?
No. Yeah. Sorry. So continue. I'll just cut it.
So what's in it for me? I think the main thing is like having a group of people, like-minded people around me. Like I think that's the most important thing, because you don't want to be hanging out. Like they say, like you are like the 20% of the 5 people.
You are the average of the 5 best friends around you.
Yeah, exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
I can relate so strongly to that.
Dude, I live
Have
by
you
that.
have you heard of the concept of finding your tribe? Have you
Yeah,
heard of it?
exactly.
Right.
It's exactly this.
It's like who are the people that are similar to you? 'Cause
Exactly.
I think we are similar in certain aspects,
Right.
right? Because we are builders, we
Right.
work out, we believe in 1% improvement,
Right.
right? We're similar in this sense. That's why we can vibe. But for someone who is like, no, I got to go into the biggest VC firm, I got to
Right.
go into JP Morgan and
Right,
whatever,
right,
right?
right.
These people, I'm not saying everyone, but in general, they don't see the world we see it.
Exactly.
And when we speak to them, it's energy draining sometimes,
It
because
is,
it's
it
like
is.
you got to explain to them. They look at you like, why are you doing all these
Like,
small SaaS
they're
things?
Like, they're like, why are you making weird stuff on
Yeah,
like, GitHub?
For them, they're like, dude, I just transacted a M&A deal for $50 million or something, $50 billion, and what's this little app you're doing? Good luck. You know what I'm saying? It's it's not very nice.
Right,
So I think at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong, but finding your tribe. So maybe I think to summarize, would you say it stems from loneliness and wanting to find a community of like-minded people to build?
Definitely, yeah. Like finding a group of people that will just
So you know Paul Graham, right, from Y Combinator, right? So he is not micro SaaS. Let's put it that way, He is more of the
founder mode, right?
founder mode. Founder mode is somewhat also related to micro, just building yourself.
Yeah.
But he's more of a VC guy, right? Accelerators, right? So they were asking, just to share something,
Right.
what makes Silicon Valley unique?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's a hard question, but
Yeah. Why? Is it because people there are smarter? Why? Why does everyone go there?
I think it's just it's the same thing like finding a tribe, because everyone there is like
That's
doing
correct.
it.
Because they
Everyone
built
is
the
doing it.
ecosystem. First of all, I think there's some statistic like 60% or 70% of all venture funding in the world is there.
Yeah.
So the money is there.
Money
With
is
the
there.
money being there, then it's like everyone there. He said one answer, ecosystem.
Yeah.
Imagine you here now we're in Puchong, in my office in Puchong. Puchong is not a startup
Right.
friendly place. It's like
Exactly.
everyone's like normal. Not normal, but like not so startup friendly, right?
Right.
But imagine if you go downstairs, that cafe, you meet the founder of Dropbox,
Like
the founder
I
of
think
Instagram.
in SF you go down, you probably see
Yes, you see some people who are like 10M and above, some people 100M above, some micro SaaS founders,
And then
someone
we have
who's still
homeless guy
like,
outside.
yeah,
Exactly,
someone
right?
who's still grinding in his garage. You see people from every level, so it makes you also to a certain extent more energized. And want to just push forward, right? So for you, you're trying to build that. I think if you can do that, you will transform Malaysia. You will transform Singapore. Think bigger, right? It's like.
Well, then I didn't think that far, bro.
No, because most of the time, people are chill.
Right.
I would say, don't want to say Asians, but I think Malaysian culture in general, we're more chill. It's like, okay, let's study hard and get a job somewhere, and that, which is not wrong.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you want to stand out, you need innovation, you need builders. And they're saying that in the future, everyone is like, some form of builders, something like that, right? With AI coming in, everyone can build their own startup and launch it. So what's your thoughts on that? With everyone building their startup, who's going to work?
Like, you mean like AI taking over?
No, not AI taking over, but if like everyone becomes like you,
Everyone becomes. I think
is it good, better for the country, or worse? What do you think?
I think it's like half. It's like it depends. Like, of course, like in a perfect world, like there wouldn't be like not everyone wants to like, because.
No, I'm asking, is it better for the country?
Is it better for the country?
If everyone becomes builders and creators?
Yeah, I think in a certain sense it would be better, because like you have to understand like builders just doesn't mean just like nerds like us like on the computer building, right? It can be any form of building. Like I can be like someone who is like willing to quit my job and like start like a flower business and then scale it to like like all around the country. So like builders
You're
everywhere.
providing jobs.
Yeah,
You're
providing
creating
jobs.
money
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the.
yeah. So-
You're solving a problem to survive, right?
Yeah, but I would say like in a sense, it would be bad in a sense because then we will lose kind of like our identity because everyone's a builder. So like then you're just another one, Like I think
Part of being indie is staying indie,
Yeah.
right? If everyone becomes a common thing, you're no longer a hacker.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? If everyone's a hacker, you're not a hacker. Is that where you're coming from?
Yeah, yeah. So like I think I also developed this mindset when I went to Bali, and then after a while I realized it's too much because everyone there is like, I don't know, like maybe for me like maybe it's just a personal thing because like a lot of people would want to go to SF because they feel like everyone there is like
Okay.
like try harding at the same time like in SF. But for me, I feel like I want to be away from that. I want to be like doing.
I like the mindset.
Something on my own.
Yeah.
Like I rather be alone doing it, even though I'm like extroverted.
Yeah.
But like I would want to be like alone.
Wait, this is
building.
contradicting already. Because if you wanted to be alone, you wouldn't have done Hackapura or whatever, right?
Yeah. So
A fine balance lah.
Yeah. So like so that's why you're right. So when I first started Hackapura, it was like conflicting because I didn't want to like do too much. I didn't want to make it like too big. Like
Okay, so let me ask you. So what if you actually made it too big? Like a lot of people do it. Like Hackapura or Hacker Lumpur becomes Hacker Lumpur, right? Malaysia one. Hacker Lumpur becomes a bigger thing. A lot of people joins. Then you're gonna okay, it's time to move on to South Africa or something like that.
Yeah, I think I had that exact thought, but then after that I realized it probably wouldn't happen because of how it is like not everyone because it's like okay, number one, like when we moved to weekly, right? Like it went down to like 10 members.
Yeah, of course.
Because not everyone's willing to like quit their jobs and like
Of course.
not everyone's basically it's just too much commitment for something that like there's no promise. Like even you could be like working 5 years on the same like on your own projects and you could be not making money. So there's no promise at all. So yeah, so there's no like I think I wouldn't worry too much about like it being too big because ultimately the whole idea is like people it just doesn't the idea doesn't subscribe to the general.
Correct. Because humans like safety and this isn't safe. This is you taking a risk, right?
Yeah.
Humans are designed to stay alive
Exactly.
and just play it safe.
Yeah. So,
Okay, question for you. If you could build startups again, I guess, maybe SaaS again,
Right.
what's your playbook now to building your micro SaaS? If you don't mind, I don't know, do you mind sharing?
No,
Is
I
it a
don't mind
secret?
sharing at all.
Yeah. He's
what's the-
revealing his secret now.
You mean like what would I do differently?
Maybe let's just say if you were to start from scratch today,
Right.
and let's say go back in time, not go back in time, but more like let's say you were working as an air steward, right? Back in the days.
Right.
Let's say you worked as an air steward from 2017
Until
now,
until yesterday.
and you're starting now.
Right.
But somehow someone installed this knowledge that you have for the past 6 years. What would you do?
Oh, I wish I had that, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, I think I wouldn't like I say all this in hindsight, right? But I think before I say this, I also want to give a disclaimer that like I think part of the journey is making the mistakes, even though it sounds like cliche as hell, right? But like part of the journey is making the mistakes because like I wouldn't be building the things I'm building now if I didn't learn the things I learned, which is from the mistakes I made, which comes from just building, right?
Yep.
So it's like a cycle. Like
True.
You want to learn, you have to build, and when you build, you have to like fuck up, and then you learn, and then you continue building.
Tell me a story of one of your failures.
Like I think the most common failure is like just working on an idea that is sort of dead.
Can we be specific? What was
Like,
the idea?
I think
What
my-
do you build?
I think my first app was called Doctopus.com,
Okay.
which was like it was like an app. Okay, the idea was great. Like, ideas are always great. Like the idea was to create this Mac OS custom dock. Right? A
Custom
dock.
doc.
Like,
Okay.
that's just called Doctopus.
Okay.
Like, Doctopus.com.
Like doc as in the thing.
Yeah, like the
below where you can click.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had like a lot of opinions on how it should be.
Okay.
So the idea was to create that. But like, I think the problem always, right, is like, how do you find the people that are gonna use it? Like, because when I first started, right, I would always think like building the idea and then finding the customers, right? But it should be the other way around because now I think about where I can find the customers first.
That's correct. Yep.
And if I'm like my calorie app is simple.
Yep.
It's health, fitness people.
Yep.
It's all the subreddits are there. Like the target audience is set. The USP, like the ICP is like who are the exact people.
Okay.
So I think my mistake was obviously it's a mistake because it's like first app. You're like they say I think your first 10 apps is not
how much time do you spend building that app? What's your tech stack?
So like the first problem was just that, and the second was spending way too much time because it was like
How much time?
I think I spent almost 3.5 months building something that didn't really work.
So in the end, the product also didn't work.
In the end, I launched it on Twitter. It had like 2 likes, and nobody gave a damn about it because you're not really solving like a problem. And then, of course, when you started, you don't really have an audience to sort of like validate your idea. But as you keep going along, you get more and more. So that's the second mistake. It's like building way too long. I didn't know Swift, like the iOS stuff, so I used Electron, which is also a problem because it's hard to build.
Electron is basically a wrapper on top of JavaScript, is it?
Exactly. It's a browser like wrapper that works and mimics like a desktop app. So obviously that cannot replace like the native DOM.
Oh, so technically there were some barriers also lah.
So technically there were a lot of barriers. So I think a thing that I didn't consider was like how hard it was to build it. Like so right now if I have an idea and
Sorry, can you just explain how is this app supposed to work again?
Oh yeah. So this app is supposed to, so when you launch it, it's supposed to use some weird command to hide your native dock. And then it places itself on below your screen.
Okay.
And it acts like the dock. But it's actually just like a browser below.
I don't understand.
Imagine like your Mac, right?
Yep.
So it's like the dock is below.
The dock is below it, yeah.
So when you launch it, it will hide your dock.
Okay.
And then you places like another dock on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it,
right.
So your own dock.
Your own dock. So you can because it's JavaScript and HCSS, so you can basically do a lot of customization. You can change color, you can change icons. So idea is quite cool, right?
But your own dock, what are you trying to do? Is it just a feel good kind of thing or just
exactly. So it kind of goes back to like a lot of people on Twitter is always constantly saying like, are you building like vitamin products or are you building like painkiller products? So this is like vitamin products. It's like okay, it's nice to have, but
vitamins are a multi-billion-dollar industry too.
Yeah, it's true. Right? Yeah, but and when you are starting out, you are like a nobody. Yeah. Nobody knows you. You don't have a reputation of building good products.
Yep.
People that you can reach are most likely people who are sort of close to you.
Yeah.
So why would they want to buy something that unless it really makes them feel good?
So which brings me to my next point. Does that mean that your personal branding is the most important asset then?
When you're starting out, yeah, definitely. When you're starting out, so I think part of the reason of creating Hacker Pura is also personal branding. Like a lot of people in Singapore probably know that I started it. That was not the purpose, but yeah, personal branding helps a lot.
Because if you have, let's say, 100,000 followers or subscribers, then it's like if you launch a new product and you share the vision behind the product, people will buy into it, and you have like 100,000 eyeballs waiting for you. Yeah. So that's important. I do think. One of the guys who really inspired me a lot, just like how your role model is, what's his name, Peter Levels, for example, Mark Liu, these kind of guys, right? My role model is this guy called Jason Fried.
Right.
Have you heard of him?
Right. Of course.
Yeah. So he builds like some weird funky calendar app as well, right? His whole premise is if you're able to build something that you are opinionated about, like for him, it's all about calendars or he built his own email,
right? And
people are paying for it. I think it's like tens of thousands of users for paying for it. Right. Email. Would you even pay for an email? You're using Gmail happily, right? He's using his own. I think
it's like privacy. It's like privacy first. They're friendly, right?
And calendar, his own calendar. Right. I'm using the Google Calendar just fine. So it's like for him, it's being opinionated, and for me, I like people with original ideas.
Right.
So weird ideas that you yourself will like it, and it's just finding your tribe of other people who would appreciate these kind of ideas.
Exactly. So I think honestly, if after I make it and I have like like sizable like MRR, and I can
What size of MRR?
like 100K, like 100K, and I have, so basically like when things, I don't know, like a lot of people tell me like once you reach there, like it's not, there's no like before after, you know, it's like 1%, like eventually you reach there, you won't even realize you reach there, then you look back and like, oh wow. But then when you reach there, you realize like you don't have, you're like a whole different person with when you started. So you probably like, you have different set of priorities, so you wouldn't be free enough to like do it. But I was thinking like I would rebuild that, like Octopus again.
Because that is something that means something to you.
Yeah, it means something to me. Just that I didn't know. I mean, I still don't know how to sell it. So yeah.
So pivoting from Doctopus,
Right.
is it? The name itself.
It was cool. It was cool.
So see, I can see the passion in your eyes.
Yeah.
Right. Even compared to, no offense, but Calorie app.
Yeah.
You didn't have this fire in your eyes.
Yeah, Calorie app was like, obviously, yeah, you are right. I don't have passion for it, but it does make money. So obviously building something like Doctopus is like, it's fun. Like even though it's really trash, but it was fun.
You never know if it's trash. Maybe you just didn't market it right.
Yeah. So like,
right, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's like maybe
yeah.
the idea is still there, it's still valid.
I think it's still there. Like it's always about like, I mean, it's always about timing, like when you sell it, and then your like the positioning. How do you position? Like how
your
do
message.
you sell it? Yeah, what's the message? So like, I don't know. Maybe 5 years down the line, like it could be different. Like, you know, if I could sell it and make a lot of money. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely
Okay, can you run me through today, if you were to build a micro SaaS, what would your tech stack be?
My tech stack, a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but my tech stack is simple, man. JavaScript only. Like I'm like, look at this. This is a Ruby Singapore shirt. I've been like a Ruby guy for a long time, but my tech stack for building SaaS is JavaScript, not even TypeScript. Like pure JavaScript. So my front end is always React. Actually not really, because Calorie Easy is my Calorie app. It's a mobile app, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but my front end is always React.
Okay.
Which is JavaScript, no TypeScript at all.
You do React at work or Vue.js?
Vue, I used to do Vue.
Why did you choose React? By the way, same. We're so similar, dude. I started with Vue, so then we went to React. Why did you choose React after that?
Actually, I prefer React because I started with React.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
but
because the work required Vue. That's why you
work
learned
required
Vue.
Vue. Yeah, but so like my go-to stack to ship apps out quick is just React and Express. React and Express. So and it's gotten to a point where my Express server is already there.
So
I just need to add, and it's connected to my DB, and my DB is pure SQL. I don't
do you
even
use any third party?
No,
how do you host your database then?
So I host it all inside my VPS.
Oh, okay. Everything is in your VPS
Everything is in
basically.
my VPS.
$6.
I think €5.
What the heck, man?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I used to use Heroku, which is great. Yeah, Heroku is great, but VPS.
Hetzner is the new one,
man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't migrated all. Calorie Easy is still running on Heroku.
So that's your typical tech stack. How was your workflow like? Do you draw the designs out?
No, man, just
nothing. Just wing it.
But a lot of like ideation, like I think okay. So maybe because I come from maybe because from my work experience, like I like my PM that I really enjoyed working was like, she was very practical about things, like how the end user wanted it. So like when I'm like it translated to my indie hacking like projects. So I will always think like from the user's point of view, like what.
No. So you don't draw anything out.
I don't draw anything out. Like,
what the heck?
I don't draw anything out. I write everything down. Like
eyeball it, and you just
eyeball it, and like I take quite some time to think about like.
Do you at least sketch?
No sketching. Just straight into coding.
Straight into coding.
Yeah, but a lot of writing. Like I would write with my iPad and like
the flows.
Yeah, I write a lot on the flows, like what the user sees and what abstractions do I.
That's the most important, right?
Yeah, like all the complicated stuff the user.
You can see a difference between someone building for the user versus someone doing it just for design.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those who are doing it for design is like 5 steps to do something done.
Yeah.
Those who are building for user is 1 step, you can get it done.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
So the Calorie app MVP was simple. It was just one button. You press. You open up camera, you snap a photo, and boom, done.
Can you tell me how did you get eyeballs for your Calorie app?
How
many downloads do you get?
I think I have like 6,000 downloads.
6,000 downloads. Yeah. How do you Is it still growing
It is growing. It's growing. Yeah.
without doing any work, or are you
Yeah.
still promoting it?
I haven't. I mean, actually, as of right now, I've been procrastinating for the past 2 weeks because of holiday. But yeah, I mean, I've been getting like $10 a day. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's not crazy amounts. But then keep in mind, like I'm not doing anything at all. Like it's just running. Like my SEO is off the roof, and
Wow.
yeah, people are.
That's the beauty about product, right? But the only thing is this isn't a SaaS, right? It's a one-off. Is it a SaaS now? Or
It's a
is
SaaS now.
It's a SaaS now?
It's SaaS now.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, dude! You
Yeah.
changed. Why did you change? Because last time, just some context, right? Last time when you first launched this, it was a one-off purchase of like $30 or something like that.
Yeah, I think at that time I can't really say it was like a very calculated decision, but basically it was just because I think that time because I'm on like Tex Twitter quite a lot. If you follow me, I think at that time when I first launched it, there was a lot of talks on like fatigue, like subscription
SaaS
fatigue,
fatigue, yeah.
SaaS fatigue, and people are just sick of it. But like
Yeah.
it's just those kind of like circle jokes and everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, I mean,
and
Jason Fried is a big fan of this. He launched this thing called Once,
Yeah.
where you have to pay only one time for certain things.
So I think so I obviously back then when I first started, when I first started Calorie Easy, I obviously bought into it, but I wouldn't say it's like completely wrong, but it really depends on the product. Is like
Yeah, it depends on the product. Yeah,
yeah, pricing is just another aspect of like building a product. Like
that's correct. Yeah,
like you can have the great product and your pricing is wrong, then like
true.
You price it wrong
because
then
if you do the math, it's like how long does your
churn, right?
Yeah, what's your churn, right?
Yeah.
How long is the lifetime value of your customer? If the lifetime, I don't know how long is it now.
Like 5 months.
5 months, right?
Yeah.
Like if you do the math, it's 5 months. That means how much are you charging now per month?
$9.
$9 times 5 is $45. So if you can do a one-off fee of like $100,
Yeah.
you still would have, on average,
Yeah.
made more. Something like that.
Exactly.
Would you say that?
Yeah.
Unless you can somehow increase the lifetime value to 2 years, 3 years, then the math is different now.
Yeah. So
right?
so a lot of my higher like my more experienced friends are like they told me to like I mean I haven't done any pricing changes recently. I haven't done anything on Calorie Easy except change like some images, all the stupid stuff. But like I haven't done any significant work. But I mean I think the next thing I'll probably do is like work on the pricing. Yeah. Because
What's your MRR now?
like 1,000-ish.
1,000-ish.
Yeah, 1,000-ish.
Congrats, man. That's good growth.
Thanks.
So-
I mean, it's not great, but
I think it's amazing, dude.
but like
I think it's freaking amazing.
it's a good start. It's a good start. Yeah, it's like it's not life-changing money, but like it's a bit like those kind of things where I was saying like you wouldn't really notice getting there, but looking back you're like, oh wow, it's actually 1,000.
So how do you navigate the decision whether to continue building on Calorie Easy or to find your next thing already?
Yeah, I think that's the hard part about being a indie hacker because you're constantly
So many ideas and you
so
have the
many
skills to build it.
I had this tweet that went viral. I think it was like 700k like impressions.
Yeah.
Because basically it was like I just shared like my whole Notion screenshots of ideas.
Oh, okay.
People are like, oh wow, you share it. I was like, yeah, you feel free to take it. I mean, I don't have enough time in the world to build it. I have like thousands of ideas. Every day I have like ideas, but like, do I really want to build it? Like, yeah, I have so many ideas and like.
So you haven't answered me. So how do you navigate this?
How do you navigate like?
Because I think you're building a few other things. I don't know if you want to share.
Yeah.
Anything interesting you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, totally fine. It's on Twitter anyway. But yeah, how do I navigate it? I think I honestly don't know. I don't have a good answer for that because I feel like at this point it's just sort of like gut feeling. It's sort of kind of know whether the product is.
No, if you ask me Calorie Easy, if it's making $1,000 MRR or even whatever $10,000 MRR, is $10,000 MRR good for you?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's freaking amazing, right?
Yeah, it's like
It's freaking amazing. Like to me and to you, and I think for
MRR is like probably like better than half the people's salary, right?
more than half.
More than
probably.
half of your
More than
salary.
half, right? It's damn high actually,
Yeah, it's
and that's passive.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on.
passive,
with
yeah.
no team.
Yeah, and no
Imagine
team.
that.
Yeah, and
Dude, that's freaking amazing.
I think my cost to host my model monthly. So like I think I forgot the numbers, but like my
OpenAI costs and everything.
yeah, I don't use OpenAI. I use OpenAI for some stuff.
Okay.
But like combine the model cost, it's probably like less than $10 a month.
Okay. Yeah.
And so like one customer
Yeah.
is gonna
freaking
can
amazing.
cover. Yeah.
Freaking amazing.
So,
So-
like, I think it's like $9 plus my server is $5, so $14.
So a lot of people, the VC bros are gonna be like, what's $10,000 per month? But I
Exactly,
think for
yeah.
me and you, and for a lot of most people in the world watching
It's almost
this,
life-changing.
it's life changing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Are we thinking too small? I don't think we're thinking too small. I mean,
No,
obviously,
like, it's-
$10,000 from a job is not a lot.
Yeah.
Right, because you're working and everything, right?
That's like the meme, right? Of like making 5 grand at your job and you're like set, making
Yeah.
like
Yeah. That's what I mean.
making $1.
Yeah.
Making
Oh,
$1.
how we did it! Yeah. So actually, $10,000 is life changing money. MRR. Right?
It
is so impressive already.
Yeah, it's
And but the interesting thing is, if you would have went to a VC with your idea for Calorie Easy, they would just say, "I should fuck off."
I think I would have probably. I think maybe at the start of the like AI boom.
Maybe you would have made something.
Maybe I could have raised money like 500K higher, but like, do you really want to do that?
Yeah, it's like it's a full-time job just to raise funds.
Yeah.
You didn't get any. What do you get done today? You know what I'm saying? It's I spoke to
I
five
hate
investors.
meetings. I hate meetings.
me too.
Like with
Me
a
too.
passion. I hate it.
Me too.
So like, I don't.
I've decided to fully commit into the bootstrap path myself as well.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Yeah. Of course, there's a time and space for everything. So then if it's something that I can build,
Right.
I'll just build it myself.
Right.
I'm not trying to be the next, I don't know, Bill Gates or whatever. I'm just trying to craft a niche of my own and win in it.
Dude, when I make 100K
Yes.
MRR, it's like, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. People make 100K a year.
Yeah.
100K a month is crazy. I think Peter Levels make like 400K a month.
Yeah, but
A
he's the
month.
goat lah, right?
Yeah,
he's
it's
the
crazy,
goat.
it's
He's the
crazy.
goat.
Yeah.
Okay, but one question for you is, I realized for Peter Levels, most of his breakdown, I don't know how true it is, but his breakdown for his revenue, it's mostly from his AI apps. Do you realize
exactly.
that?
So,
right,
like-
his Nomad list and everything,
Yeah,
Remote OK, those are making like good money,
Yeah.
right? Don't get me wrong, but they're not the heavy hitters.
It's always like this, right? It's the 80-20 rule is like, and like I think he famously spoke about like how like his success rate is like 3%. I think he shipped like 50 apps and only like 2 make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say now AI apps are the way to go? AI rappers are the way to go?
Yeah, I mean, not really, because I think AI rappers definitely are something that you can market easily because everyone's talking about AI, right? You go to Product Hunt, there's the first 10 products are all, maybe not first 10, the first 30 products are all AI related.
Okay.
So like, if you are building something AI, like you are technically, which I am also, is you're just riding the AI wave, which is totally fine because then it makes marketing easier, right? Make distribution easier because everyone's talking about it. As long as you're building something above average interesting, right? You are on the way there.
Okay, I want to ask a few more questions and we can wrap it up. So the first one would be on tech. If you were to build again from scratch, how much of AI will you be using?
Like coding or what?
Coding, yeah.
Coding. Yeah. I mean, when I started,
When you started, obviously there was not AI wasn't there yet.
Yeah,
right?
but yeah, I mean, how much? Yeah, we use it for everything. Like
Everything,
now,
basically.
Everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Could
you have done it without your coding experience?
Like AI without coding?
No, like building software and SaaS without your coding experience, just AI 100%.
With AI 100%.
Yeah, basically something like Cursor and Claude.
Maybe yes, but like I think I used like AI pretty efficiently because I already knew like what I wanted.
Okay,
and
so
that comes from like coding knowledge.
If you didn't have coding knowledge, do you think
I think it would be like a lot harder and like I think
a lot harder lah,
I
basically?
think the whole Cursor AI and like it's blown out of proportion.
You think so?
It's marketing, right?
Because we're thinking of doing a free course for that at Sigma School to get people interested in tech to say, wow, it's pretty easy to do.
I think you can do it. I mean, this is my personal opinion, right? You can do it, and definitely like once you put Cursor and AI, that will basically kind of fail the algorithm, and people will click on it, and you get a lot of people.
No, not about that. I mean, it's about building a SaaS with just Cursor, AI, and full stop.
I don't think like it would be just for.
So if someone watched this video,
right?
He heard your tech stack: React, Express, Hetzner.
Right.
What else? What's your design framework? Tailwind, Daisy UI.
Tailwind,
Radix. Okay,
Yeah.
Tailwind, Radix.
It's trash.
Someone heard your stack already. Then they know also that you use Hetzner. No GCP, no AWS, nothing, right?
I use Cloudflare to store
Cloudflare.
to store like images.
Use any Sentry to and Canny? No? Dude, I recommend Sentry though. I really
Sentry I use Sentry at work. Yeah.
okay. I recommend Sentry. Sentry is really good.
Yeah.
If something breaks, they just
But
tells
usually
you.
just ask my customer to just screenshot it.
Okay, sure. But okay, if someone knows the tech stack and now they use Cursor and AI to say use the same tech stack
Right.
To build whatever app you want to build.
Right.
What's the blocker actually? Like if I have zero coding knowledge and
Right.
what would stop me? What would
In terms of building, I think this is like this. I think it's a bit contradictory from what I said earlier, but you wouldn't have any. I think you can build out the app perfectly easily, perfectly fine. But like I said, like coding, I'm at the point where like the coding is only a small portion of like building, because of like building a successful like startup, because like you can build like the best stuff, but if you can't sell it, there's no point. So like,
I mean, there's always a balance between product and marketing.
yeah, there's always a balance. So like obvious. I think like after a point of like bootstrapping, indie hacking, I think the whole point of like keep shipping is to get the building part like out, because you want to be able to build it so fast and so good that isn't like the main bulk of it.
Okay, so if you were fresh out of your air steward job now, would you still learn how to code?
Yeah, definitely.
But you just said you wanted
So, like,
to be indie hacker, micro SaaS, and you could do it without coding. Why would you still learn how to code?
Because it's a prerequisite. You have to know how to do it. But that's the.
But you just said you didn't need
It's
to.
like
so which one is it?
no. It's like, okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm like maybe I'm like misinterpreting it. Like, no. Basically, it's like you need it, but it's like a
you need
prerequisite.
it.
You need it.
You need it.
Yeah,
Okay.
prerequisite.
Okay.
But it's not. It shouldn't be the focus. Like,
Got it. So let me rephrase.
it's like
What
you
you're
go
saying
to like it's like you go to like an English literature class, right? Like you are expected to know English. Like it's not going to teach you English, but
Okay.
does it make sense? Because I used to take English lit, right? And then I remember my teacher was like, so like the first year of the class, he was like, this is English lit class, so you are expected to be pretty good at English.
which teacher is this?
Like,
I don't know.
no, this
Wesley,
is like A levels.
Oh, A-level,
But
okay.
I still remember he said this. So I think the class was like 30 people, and then I think like by the end of the semester was like 10, 9
Would you say
people.
it's something like if you are here for a jogging class, you should be able to walk? Something like that. Right?
Exactly. You should be able to run pretty well. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
like you want to build products, you should be able to code pretty well. But
Okay.
because you can only focus on the other stuff when you can code really well.
Okay. So there's no bypassing the need to
There's no
learn code.
bypassing, yeah.
Okay, got it. I'm glad we got that clear. Okay.
Yeah.
So next question. So we've covered software. My understanding from you, which I kind of do agree. Oh, I heard something, which I kind of do. Sorry, which I kind of do agree is you need to build and ship very fast.
Exactly.
Tech is just to get it to work, solve a problem, move on.
Right.
The more important part is distribution and selling a vision and marketing, right? So do you mind sharing what's your marketing stack
Yeah. So
or
marketing
framework
stack.
or
Yeah.
framework?
Sure, man. Marketing is like legit like a different ball game, but like basically like from my learnings, it's like marketing it's just like coding. It's not like a one-time off thing. It's like it's like building features. You always have to keep building. So like marketing is like you always have to keep finding new channels and then optimizing the channels, optimizing your funnels. I think just figuring out new channels. If you think about it, it's probably like thousands of channels.
Okay, let's be specific. Maybe tell me what are 3 must-dos.
3 must-dos. Product Hunt launches. Even though I don't know whether you read, like Product Hunt has there's like a huge drama with Product Hunt now.
Oh, what's the issue?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit.
Okay. Product Hunt launches.
Product launches, Reddit. So basically finding your niche on Reddit. So like, yeah. So
Like
like,
putting in like a fake comment.
yeah, like but Reddit is a like double-edged sword, because yes, you can. Reddit is like I think like top 5% of traffic in the internet. So it's huge. So if you go viral, if you're on a big subreddit and you are top post, you get a lot of traffic.
So add value and subtly pitch yourself.
Yes, yeah. So you have to add in the product. You cannot make it salesy. People hate it.
Yeah, they'll
People
call
hate
you
it.
out.
They call you out. So you have to.
Have you been called out before?
Yeah, many
You've
times.
been like, don't care lah, right?
Yeah, you started off, you don't know. Yeah, and especially like, people can tell like you are not passionate. You're not within the community.
Do you automate the Reddit sharing, or you have to do it one by one?
You can, a lot of tools automate it, but at the start,
Just do it
you
yourself.
have you're all you have,
Okay,
right?
Product Hunt, Reddit, what else?
Twitter.
No, you can only do 3 things. These are the 3 things you do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Does Twitter bring a lot of eyeballs, new eyeballs?
Yeah, Twitter definitely. If you are, I think with the new new algorithm.
Algorithm, yeah.
If as long as your content is good.
So no Instagram,
Um,
no LinkedIn, no YouTube.
maybe not at the start.
What about affiliate?
Affiliate also not at the start.
Not at the start
Not
as
at the
well?
start.
Oh.
Yeah. I think at the start.
SEO? Not at the start as well.
SEO, I think some people will disagree, but I would say do it as early as you can because it takes
but
time.
passively do it, right?
Yeah,
Not like
yeah.
actively go crazy
passively do it. Like do it a bit of it like every day.
every day, every week or whatever. do a
Yeah,
little bit.
but not like spend bulk of your time because like SEO takes very long.
Okay, but you spend a bulk of your time on Product Hunt,
yeah,
Twitter, and Reddit.
probably like at the start of it, not like the bulk of it. Like probably like the launch part, you do that.
So for Calorie Easy, is it these 3 things mostly?
Yeah, it was these 3 things.
Really?
And then-
So these 3 things brought you to $1,000 MRR?
No, like that was the starting, and then eventually you go into like the mainstream social media.
Okay, so
Yeah, so
you
TikTok.
you have to first get your first batch of success stories fast.
Yes, yeah.
You'll be through this
That's
process.
like the validation part lah. Then after that, I think that there's no like clear line because you kind of like because when you're within it, it's like day to day, right? You can't really see unless you zoom out, right?
Yeah, no, that's why it's good to document your journey.
Yeah.
Right? So that when on the day when you hit 10K MRR or 100K MRR,
Yeah.
you're gonna look back and see, holy shit, I did all
shit.
this, right? Because
Yeah.
now you're already kind of forgotten already.
Yeah.
Same for me. I've forgotten how I got to our
I
current
mean, I
level.
can check back my Reddit, but yeah, and my Twitter, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like, yeah, I think I was saying like the next step will probably be like the social media part, like the mainstream social media. So like short form content, like reels.
Okay.
The 4 reels, short, TikTok, and what's one?
Xiaohongshu.
Yeah, probably like, yeah, but the three, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
So reels,
Wow,
reels
shit,
TikTok,
man.
reels TikTok, and shorts.
Shit, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you are at around 1,000-ish now.
Yeah.
What's the next milestone?
Next milestone, I feel like so like a lot of people ask me like why you like even people my hacker pro friends, right, are like why are you not doubling down on Calorie Easy? Which is my answer would be number one, it's boring to build because a lot of people say then they always say like when it's a business, it's boring, you have to deal with it, right? If it's making money, it's probably a boring thing. But yeah, I feel like why I don't want to like actively work on it is like I think the competition is too great. There's like if you search App Store, there's like thousands of like calorie tracking apps, and all of them probably have like bigger teams lah.
Right.
So I feel like I can compete with them, but it will require a lot of effort to me.
Got it.
So I feel like if I were to do that, the opportunity cost, maybe I hit 10K MR with that, but the opportunity cost is like I could be missing out on like building something more exciting that I want to build right now, something more, and also it's like a mobile app, which is like mobile apps.
Yeah, freaking hate.
Pain,
Hate it. Yeah, I agree. I agree
yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
I have. I think
Right.
I have experience
Yeah.
and freaking told myself I'm never doing it again.
So right now I'm building like a, I built, so like for context, I built I think around like 10 apps.
10 apps.
I built 10 apps since the start. I think I built way more than that, like 15 to 16 apps.
Yeah.
But I only launched half of them, and then only one made decent money, which is Calorie Easy.
Okay.
Yeah, everything else didn't make money. Yeah, I think it's pretty close to 3%, right? Probably lesser.
It didn't make money because you didn't launch it right, or because you see, it's just the laws of physics, right?
Yeah.
If you have 1,000 products, how are you gonna launch it properly? You just can't. You just don't have enough the time and space
Exactly.
to write and to pitch it.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, I think back to like the question of like why do I want to spend time? Why don't I want to like continue building? How do I get to 10K?
Yeah. Is that your next milestone? 10K or is it like 5K or 3K?
I think 10K.
10K lah, right?
10K is probably the milestone, but like I want to like do it obviously I want to do it incremental. Right?
Okay, let's set a goal.
Yeah. So
By this time next year, What do you want to have?
Actually, I mean, I already have the goal, but like my goal was to like by next year, like I want to do it full time. I want to quit my job completely because right now I still have a full time job.
I'm gonna upload this video and
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. No, you're working a job now, right?
Yeah.
So if I upload this video, then is this public info that you're gonna leave your job and everything?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't say, but I mean, I'm fine with it.
You're fine with it, huh?
Yeah, but okay, let's cut it out, lah.
Okay. Cut it out.
Since I already sort of went that direction. Wait, what was I saying?
So you don't want to talk about the quit your job part?
You're asking a goal, right?
So no, do you still want to keep the quit your job part?
Okay, maybe I don't need to say the quit your job. Maybe I can just say I want to do it like I want to double down on it by next year and make like reasonable like profit that I can survive lah. Then
Maybe don't say quit your job. Just say full time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cut. Continue. So yeah, what are your right, by this time next year?
Right.
What is a milestone that you think would be very meaningful for you?
I think by next year. So I mean, I already have this goal, right? So this is now it's like October. Yeah. So I want to be doing it like indie hacking full time, like completely full time, and like just having the full authority to build whatever I want. So obviously that requires like a certain MRR, right? So I think 10K is good, but I think 5K is good.
Yeah. 5K is damn good already.
5K is good.
Plus, if you're staying in Malaysia, that's dude, that's the salary of a senior manager in a corporate. Correct,
so,
not?
Yeah.
Right.
So
in fact, dude, even okay, whatever lah. 5K. Let's set that goal, right? 5K MRR, USD. I'm guessing.
but you know, like we don't have goals, right? We have habits.
Habits, yeah.
So I think I want to focus more on like I think this year, even though I set out to ship one app per month, even though I somewhat met it, but I think I was not diligent enough in like shipping things like full ass, like
Properly lah, right?
Yeah, I didn't launch it properly. Like I would like build. It would start off like pretty strong, and then by the end I got sick of it. That's why I have so many products I didn't launch because
I can relate.
Yeah,
so
I
much.
built it. I'm like, yes, yeah, no, I built it, and then after I was like, it shouldn't be that hard. And then you build it, and then after I was like, it's hard.
Yeah, it's always like that.
By the third or fourth week, you're like, screw this shit, and then you move on to the next idea.
Okay.
I think that's a constant struggle of like building or moving on.
So 10K MRR full time next year. You don't care if it's from just one app. It can be 1K, 5,000, 1K. You don't really care, right?
Maybe ideally not too many apps because I don't want to be like
less is more.
Yeah, less is more. Yeah, probably. I think the 80-20 rule probably apply. It'll probably be one app like making the significant.
Okay. So what's next for you after next year? What do you plan to do? Are you planning to travel? Are you gonna hire staffs? How do you navigate all this?
Nah, never gonna hire, man.
Never gonna hire.
Never gonna hire, man. Yeah, but I you know this obviously, but I'm moving back to Malaysia next year, which is like
good, man.
It's a bit ironic because like I'm from Malaysia, right? But like I've been away for so long, so like it's quite ironic. Like coming home is quite like daunting for me.
Why is it daunting?
It's quite like a new experience because like I feel like moving back here, like it will help me shift my mindset towards like full-time indie hacking, because because being in Singapore, it kind of gives me like, I mean a lot of people like probably talk about this is like everyone there is like very focused on like climbing the corporate, which is fine. A lot of people, you can go very far if you climb all the way up, but yeah, it's not really for me.
Yeah.
So
5K MRR from your own SaaS or 15K Sing from a job?
5K, man.
Right?
Yeah, I have so much freedom. Yeah, it's like like I would. Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think that's like a whole other topic. But yeah, I think another thing, like sort of like another goal I want to have is like build the same like Hackerpura community here, which is already called Hacker Lupo. I already have the domain. Nice. Yeah. So same formula.
Welcome back, man. Malaysia needs its talents.
Thanks, man. But yeah, the same formula, the same. Yeah, I'm just worried. Like I mean, I had the same worry when I started Hackerpura. Like am I gonna be able to find people? But I think I think the same. I will apply the same like what do you call it? Like the same mindset that I had after running it for so long. It's like it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of people. It's group of like five people who are like locked in, and then people motivate you, and then and sort of like because it's every Thursday, you gotta get pressured to go. I get pressured to go because I'm lazy, right? I get pressured to show up, and then when you show up and you're like, okay, I'm here, may as well I build, right? Yeah, so I think that's also a goal. So yeah.
Okay, what's one advice you would give to younger Tim?
Do
people call you Tim or Techman now? Because we all call you Techman last time.
Right, yeah. But my name has always been Timon, T-I-M-O-N.
What the fuck? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
What's Timon? That's your name?
That's my name.
Like actual name?
Yeah, actual name.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, Timon. So yeah,
like Timon and Momba. Yeah, that's my
yeah, right?
name. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so if you go back in time, now we're 27, 20-ish, right?
Yeah.
If you go back to when if someone is watching this when they were fresh graduate, first out of uni, 22 years old, what would you say to them?
I think this is also something that I'm like actively working on. I recently read this, which really resonated a lot with me, which is like perfectionism is like another form of like fear of failure. So I'm like a huge perfectionist, and I realize it stems from the fear of failure. Like, why do you want things to be so perfect? So I think I would tell myself to like not be so. I would tell myself that exact phrase, then I would realize like it's not. Then it's not really about wanting things perfect. Yeah, you're just scared of things going wrong.
Yeah. The famous quote is progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Progress, not perfection.
I think it stems a lot from Asian culture where we are shunned when we fail.
Yeah. Like I think I had like the same mentality going towards everything. Like school, relationships. Like I wanted everything to be like perfect.
Yes. I think it's so common. That's why it's so hard for us to leave our jobs to do business or whatever. It's so difficult.
And like indie hacking really taught me like everything is just trash.
For me as well, when I first started off, I was also very scared to fail. Because remember, I used to do the Hacker Collective. I just simply whack everything.
Right.
I was never like that.
How was the Hacker Collective? Like,
it's not really running anymore.
As in, like, how was it? Like, is it the same formula with how Hacker Pro is?
No, it's different. It's not running anymore. We're not running it anymore.
But how was it?
No, it was completely different. Last time we were just organizing weekly groups to learn coding together.
Right.
That's it. It used to be a community group, and we charged people like 100 ringgit to just come and just code. We had like a group of like 20 people, I think.
Right.
But come on, it's still too little, right? So in the end, we couldn't monetize and we just didn't continue.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say was the way to break out of the mindset of the fear of failure and the fear or the need for perfection.
To just try, man.
No, it's to just put yourself in a place where it's so embarrassing. Just ship or launch or do the most embarrassing thing possible. Like, hey guys, I launched this crappy ass startup with a bunch of typos, and just launch it to your family groups and your friends, your best friends. Just share everywhere, and they're gonna look at it and like, holy shit, Techman, you did this.
Yeah.
All the best, man. Like once you get that, and people see like the shittiest version of you. Like for me, I recorded a video of myself talking, and I shared it.
I need to learn that from you. I think they're really good.
The moment you fail, right?
Right.
Then it's like you just don't care anymore because it's like what can get worse? You know what I'm saying? They've seen a stupid ass video of me. What can get worse?
Yeah.
And from that day onwards, I'll just move very fast.
So I think I really had that mindset when I was like deciding to move back, and then I'm thinking like, what if it goes wrong? Then I'm like, who cares?
Who cares, man? If it goes wrong and you get to 10K MRR, then good luck, right?
If it goes wrong, then I'm like broke and like homeless. I was like, whatever, but I'll get there eventually.
It won't be that bad, lah. Yeah. Like worst case scenario, you know that if it all crashes and burns, you still have a good skill.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Yeah.
So
coding,
nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, nothing to be afraid of. Like I think it was a book they recommend me. It was by Naval
Ravikant, the Almanac of Naval.
Yeah, I think he has a great quote of like, if you put him. He says like, if you took all my money and you put me like a street, I will become like a millionaire in
again
again in 5 years because I know how to sell, I know how to invest,
I know how to build.
I know how to build. Yeah, so I know how to network. So eventually I'll get there.
I agree. For me as well.
Yeah.
All right, man, Tim. I think that's all for today.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming.
Awesome,
Let's
man.
go makan now.
All right, let's do it.